So day 8, we woke up at Vandeventer shelter, had our breakfast, and got out by 7:30. We went along this relatively flat ridgeline, which made for a longer feeling day, especially since this was the longest day so far, though not the longest of our whole hike. In fact, we kept ramping up more and more every day. But we went almost 15 miles this day, down to Double Springs Shelter, which we are now calling Wildlife Hollow for reasons you will discover later on in this very video. Here's what it looked like from our perspective on the ground. Okay, read.
Uncle Nick Grindstaff, born December 26, 1851, died July 22nd, 1923. Lived alone, suffered alone, and died alone.
A hermit.
Yeah.
So this is the monument to the hermit, Uncle Nick.
People put quarters on it.
And this was like all that's left of apparently a cabin he built out here. Pretty neat. Now we're going over what's apparently called the bog bridges. About a day or so from Damascus. We're headed up to either the campsite just before Double Springs Shelter or Double Springs Shelter. Oh man, there's a lot of these. It's buggy. I have so many mosquito bites around my ankles, and that's with the keratin, which normally works really well for me and doesn't stink like DEET, but I don't know, they like got me through my gaiters all around my ankles. It's pretty miserable. I kind of am very unhappy today. Plus this has been a really long, boring stretch. I mean, yeah, it's been fairly easy terrain. Came out from there. Walked across the road. Looks like we've got a little field walking to do. I tell you, this day is just going on and on. It's already our longest day we've ever hiked. But we still have like 2 or 3 more miles. Lots of pretty flowers. Oh, whole green lever. It's not green anymore.
Bees all over the place.
This is actually a really pretty field. Hold on. I got really excited because I saw that. The iconic random barn with the big AT symbol. Lots of bees buzzing. Lots of beautiful purple clover and Queen Anne's lace. What's in there? Any animals? Probably nothing anymore.
It looks like it is actively used.
Well, I'll tell you what. Seemed like a moment to celebrate. the new phase of this day. So sunny and so bright. So full of colorful flowers. Time for a colorful birthday cake flavored super protein Rice Krispie treat. Mmm. And as I was getting mine out, I was like, have you had yours yet? And he said, no. And I was like, well, I'm gonna have mine. And he said, well, fuck it, I'll have mine too. And he threw his trekking pole down over there.
It fell down. And my kilt flew up.
Oh, but boy, look. Oh, it's so nice. Nice. There's a bunch of mountains. We probably climbed some of those. Feels like we, yep.
Probably coming over that way.
Some of those that way, yeah. I don't know and I don't care. I just know I climbed them and I'm getting there.
There was a chipmunk as well.
Hey, pretty. It doesn't seem scared of us. It's just looking right at us. Pretty close.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey.
Eating some leaves. Where's the rest of the herd?
I don't
As you were
know.
videoing, a little chipmunk came up on that little log on top of it. If you play it back, you'll see a chipmunk that came up as you were looking. It was in the foreground and the deer was in the background.
That thing is mighty close.
What? The
Looks
deer?
like it's gonna come right towards us. Looks like it's gonna come down the trail at us.
Maybe it wants to, but there's some good fruit down here. I wonder if it's used to being fed here or something.
How weird would it be if it came right up to us?
Well, if it wants to be fed, we ain't got no food.
We broke our record today for miles hiked. We hiked a little over 14.5 miles to Double Springs Shelter, which has apparently had recent bear activity, which should be fun. But it's out there. We're in our tent under this little hemlock tree, eastern hemlock tree, not to be confused with the poisonous hemlock plant. And we hung our bear bag way over on the other side of the shelter near the spring where some people that had apparently stayed there last night said they heard the bears around midnight playing around. So yeah, we're way over here. We're hoping to avoid them. My body feels actually pretty good for someone who just hiked almost 15 miles. Just the usual kind of sore feet. And my knees feel better. For a while there, I would have like one knee kind of hurt a little and then the other knee, but they seem to be doing better. Scott said his calf was really hurting, but I think it's feeling better with some ibuprofen. Yeah. All right.
So we really turned in early.
Yeah, actually we got here by 4:30. So it was like not only did we do almost 15 miles today, but We did it by 4:30. We left
Yeah.
at 7:30.
And we didn't turn in at 4.
No, it's like 7:30 now.
Yeah, it's getting close to hiker midnight.
Closer. So
There's so many bugs outside. There's lots of bugs at this
yeah,
site.
we were both just like diving into the tent. We opened up the smallest little hole to like push everything in, and then we both just unzipped and dove in one at a time and zipped it back.
Great to have a screen that filters out those bugs.
Yeah, because they're bad. Like they were flying all around my head while I was cooking dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So we're cozy, and we're just hoping that we only hear bears and don't have to encounter them any closer than that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, wish us luck.
Yeah.
Right.
And we definitely heard one up close and personal.
So that place, last we filmed from our tent that we were told had some bear activity. Well, Scott's calling it Wildlife Hollow now because there was a lot of wildlife, not just bear activity last night. For instance,
Something sniffing, large, most likely an adult bear.
yeah, it woke us
Sniffing
both
around
up.
the perimeter of our tent. Kind of woke us up.
We both woke up and kind of like whispered to each other, "That's
And
definitely."
then we were really
An adult
quiet, and then
bear.
it kind of walked off, and I didn't hear any more of it, but she
I did.
said she did.
I couldn't stop shaking for about an hour because it was right up on our tent.
Yeah,
Doing
and
its
then
sniffy
after
thing,
that,
and it was an adult bear for sure, scuffling around the rocks slowly, and I heard it around the site, not that close to us anymore, a few more times. And after that, we heard a pack of coyotes. Scott knows coyotes. I wasn't sure. I thought that's what they might be, but he said, yep, that's them. We don't have to worry about them as much because they're kind of small and they don't tend to attack people. So I was like, okay, cool. But then a smaller critter, which Scott thinks was a field mouse or something, started scurrying up and down my side of the tent right by my head. And to top it all off, there were owls all around, just like calling to each other, which was kind of cool and soothing. I like owls. But I could barely sleep after the bear thing. And my leg was just straight shaking, like I was cowering in fear.
Yeah, because we were ready to. The first step would be to shine the light around.
We were going to shine the light around if he didn't leave us alone.
Ready, and then yell.
Then yell.
And if that didn't run them away, we'd have to get the bear spray out.
Bear spray. And Scott also keeps his little, what is that thing really called?
It's like a tomahawk axe.
Little tomahawk axe he keeps with him. So we had like layers of protections to deploy if need be. But he didn't come sniffing around so close to our tent anymore after the first time, but I did hear him around. Our bear bag was fine this morning, yay. Good hang, Scott. He hung it in a great place, really high above some wobbly rocks in the stream, so they'd have to like really do a balancing act to even try to swat at the rope. Yeah, I'm glad I'm hiking with this man. I was really scared last night for a while. I was glad I wasn't alone. I'm glad that even when we hike a little bit alone, we never camp alone.
Yeah,
think
nobody
that's the
should hike
decision
alone.
that's been
It's
made.
like diving. It's like diving alone.
Yeah.
But not quite the same, because while you're diving, there's not going to be another diver coming along down the road to save you, potentially. So, yeah, you never dive alone. Probably shouldn't hike alone.
Or at least not camp alone. Because, sometimes you just need a little help hanging that bear bag or getting it down, or, knowing what to do in the situation. Have someone just to agree with you, yep, that's probably the best thing we should do if that bear comes back and bugs us again. If I were alone, that moment would have been like 5 times as scary. It wasn't that scary though,
Yeah,
because
you
I
would've
was
just
with
peeked
Scott.
your eyeballs out. When the lights came on in the morning, you would have just peeked your eyeballs out and still been terrified, looking around.
I wouldn't have slept a wink. I was able to sleep a little since I had Scott with me, I don't know. It's good to have a buddy. A camp buddy. Anyway, that's our story at Double Springs Shelter. That couple said they definitely had heard like what sounded like a mama and baby bears playing in the stream the night before, the southbounders that we ran into, and now we have our own bear story from there.
Maybe they slept through the bears is actually coming by their tent. Who knows?
Maybe so. But anyway, we're off today after our big long 14.5 day yesterday. We have an either 8.5 or maybe 10-mile day if we can.
Nope, we would end up hiking an almost 20-mile day all the way into Damascus on this day, just because we wanted a 0 day so badly the next day.
We stroll into Damascus early and take another Nero and showers and laundry. We have one dry pair of socks left and they're getting a little wet in my shoe right now. And we run out of the backup toilet paper stash that I collected at Boots Off, so we're using sycamore leaves. Anyway, that's our update. It's a beautiful morning so far, so should be a pretty good day. Yeah.
Well, I am climbing high mountains trying to get home.